For centuries, we have gazed into the cosmic dark, asking the same lonely question: are we alone? We've sent our signals, our probes, our hopes into the silent void, listening for the faintest echo in return. Then, on a day like any other, in the quiet hum of a deep space observatory, that echo arrived. Not as a whisper, but as a thunderclap. An object detected hurtling through our solar system from the blackness between the stars. The initial images, captured by NASA's most powerful telescopes, were rushed to the highest levels of government. But instead of a landmark announcement, we were met with a wall of deafening silence. Not just from NASA, but from every major space agency across the globe. A coordinated, chilling quiet. But secrets, in the digital age, have a short lifespan. Through leaked documents and whispers from inside the scientific community, a picture is emerging, a terrifying picture. This is what they are refusing to tell you about the interstellar visitor now designated 3I/Alpha. The I confirms its origin, interstellar. The 3 marks it as only the third such object ever confirmed. But the Alpha, that designation was given in a classified briefing. It means the first of its kind, the first real test for humanity. To understand the threat, we must first understand the context. We've had visitors before. In 2017, the cigar-shaped Oumuamua tumbled past us, a bizarre, elongated rock that baffled scientists. Then came 2I/Borisov, a more familiar comet-like object from another star system. Both were groundbreaking discoveries, but 3I/Alpha is different. Initial estimates place its size at over 10 kilometers in diameter. That's not a rock, that's the size of a small mountain, a flying city. An object large enough to be seen with high-end amateur telescopes, if you know exactly where to look. It dwarfs its predecessors, a leviathan emerging from the interstellar deep. The kinetic energy it carries due to its sheer mass and velocity is almost incomprehensible, equivalent to thousands of nuclear warheads. And it is moving with an impossible velocity. We're not talking about the leisurely pace of a local asteroid. 3I/Alpha was clocked at over 300,000 miles per hour relative to our Sun. That's so fast that the Sun's gravity is like a pebble trying to stop a freight train. It is not captured, it is not orbiting. It is a bullet, fired from the depths of the galaxy on a precise and unswerving path through our home system. A path that is getting more alarming with every passing hour. But its speed is only the beginning of the mystery. In space, objects follow predictable paths, ruled by the elegant laws of gravity. They trace beautiful sweeping curves we call ballistic trajectories. Comets, asteroids, planets, they all obey these laws, all except 3I/Alpha. Analysis of its trajectory, pieced together from multiple observatories, shows something that should not be possible. It is exhibiting non-ballistic movement, tiny, almost imperceptible deviations from its gravitationally bound path. We're talking about course corrections. According to one leaked analysis from a European Southern Observatory astronomer, the object has made at least 3 distinct minor burns. These aren't the random outgassing of a comet. There is no coma, no tail of debris. These are controlled, deliberate maneuvers. The report concludes, with heavily redacted justification, that the only logical explanation is that the object is under some form of guidance. It is not just traveling, it is being piloted. And where is it being piloted to? This is the subject of the most heavily classified documents. According to top-secret memos allegedly originating from US Space Command, its trajectory has been adjusted to ensure an exceptionally close flyby of Earth. Not a collision course, something far more unnerving. It is projected to pass within the orbit of our own moon, close enough for its gravitational field to potentially affect our satellites, close enough to be studied in unprecedented detail, and close enough for whatever is controlling it to study. This isn't a random encounter. This is a destination, this is a visit. And behind the locked doors of NORAD and the Pentagon, the silent alarm has been sounded. The world's militaries are on their highest alert, not for a war on Earth, but for a visitor from the stars. This is where the official story completely disintegrates. In their only public statement on the matter, a NASA spokesperson referred to 3I/Alpha as a unique geological formation of interstellar origin, a rock. But what the deep space radar arrays and adaptive optics telescopes are showing is anything but natural. Rocks in space are tumbled by eons of radiation and micro-impacts. They are rounded, pitted, and irregular. 3I/alpha is not. High-resolution radar telemetry reveals vast, flat plains meeting at sharp, mathematically precise angles, almost like the facets of a colossal, uncut gem. Furthermore, when the Arecibo radio telescope pinged the object just before its unscheduled maintenance shutdown, the returns were shocking. It didn't just reflect the signals, it absorbed certain frequencies and reflected others with unusual intensity. The surface has the radar signature not just of metal, but of a complex layered composite material. A material that seems engineered. If the shape and material weren't enough, there is testimony from sources within the intelligence community who claim to have seen classified visual footage. These aren't grainy, ambiguous UFO clips. This is high-resolution telescopic data reportedly captured by the James Webb Space Telescope during a period of instrument calibration. They describe seeing faint, pulsing lights on the object's surface, not random flickers, but organized patterns, sequences of light that appear in concert with the object's minute course corrections. One source, a signal analyst for the NSA, described them as intermittent localized energy discharges. In layman's terms, engine burns. The lights are the final terrifying piece of the puzzle, suggesting that 3I/alpha is not just an object under intelligent control, but a vessel, a machine. So why the silence? Why isn't this the lead story on every news channel on the planet? The simple answer is fear. Not just fear of public panic, of riots in the streets. It's a deeper, more existential fear. The confirmation of an alien machine of this magnitude and capability approaching our planet would shatter everything. It would invalidate belief systems that have stood for millennia. It would render our global power structures, our economies, our very sense of place in the universe instantly obsolete. What we are witnessing is an unprecedented global information lockdown, a coordinated effort by world governments to control the most world-altering secret in human history. They are not just trying to prevent panic, they are trying to prevent the end of the world as we know it. Because if this vessel's intent is not peaceful, the truth would be a death sentence for hope itself. But the most damning piece of evidence for this cover-up may be the most public one. 2 weeks ago, NASA was running a live feed from the International Space Station, a routine broadcast. As part of a special astronomical event, the ISS's cameras were reoriented to track 3I/alpha as it passed in front of a dense star field, a perfect opportunity to analyze its silhouette. Millions watched online. Just as the dark shape began to occlude the first stars, the screen froze. A spinning wheel appeared, followed by a message. Signal lost. For 12 minutes, the world's premier space agency was offline. The official explanation was a data relay satellite malfunction. But sources inside Mission Control tell a different story. They say the signal was perfect. The kill switch was activated manually from a terminal that required the highest level of security clearance. They didn't lose the signal. They cut it. They stopped us from seeing, so we are left in the dark with only fragments of the truth. Is 3I/alpha a harmless, natural anomaly, as the authorities would have us believe? Or is it what all the evidence points to, an artifact of immense size and power, intelligently controlled and heading directly for us? The questions are as vast as the space it crossed to reach us. What is its purpose? Is it a scout, an ark, a weapon? Why is it making its presence known now? And the most chilling question of all, are we simply an object of curiosity, or are we the target? The closer it gets, the less time we have for answers. The truth is out there, but it is being actively suppressed. The time for waiting for official permission to know is over. The world's governments have chosen silence. They have decided you don't have the right to know. But this story is too important to be buried. We will continue to follow the leaks, analyze the data, and bring you the truth, no matter how terrifying it is. The fate of our species could depend on it. If you want to learn more and stay ahead of the official narrative, please subscribe to our channel, How To Education.